Today, as I said, is Trinity Sunday, the day where we grapple with the great mystery of who God is and this Christian insight, revelation that God can be expressed as a loving Father, a Son in Jesus, and a Spirit within us. God, the Trinity. And some churches take that name as the name of their community and their building. And one of the two churches of this joint worship is Trinity Church. Trinity United Reformed Church, which has its roots in a church community that was formed in 1662, a long time ago. And they began meeting, and initially their church building was Crendon Lane Meeting House. No fancy name. And that's a tradition in certainly the Congregational Church and to some extent the Presbyterian Church, of which the United Reformed Church is a union. So many churches are just named after the road in which they stand. But for whatever reason, the Christians of the Crendon Lane Church, when they started the new church in 1850 on London Road, they thought about names. And at some point in our history, we took on the name Trinity Church. A great name to carry, a responsible name. Greater than all the saints' names, all the St. Andrew's and St. Paul's churches, Trinity Church. And Trinity looks over the Rye. We're very fortunate in both church buildings have wonderful green spaces close by. It looks over that as a building, but of course we aren't able to meet in that building at the moment. And we remember that Trinity Church as a community is people. We meet for coffee after this service through the wonders of the internet. And here's just a few pictures. Join us if you can for that coffee. As I said, the building looks over the Rye, which is a wonderful space. A wonderful green space, sometimes full of people, sometimes empty if you go early in the morning. There's Pan Mill, the historic mill restored. And there's the River Wye within that park. It's a little bit awe-inspiring to think that park could have easily been a motorway when road developments were thought about in the 50s and 60s. But a group of local citizens rallied round and saved the green space for the town, and nowadays it's treasured and seen as a jewel in High Wycombe's crown. And on that park today was meant to be a wonderful Christian gathering of all the local churches from Wycombe, the town itself, but also the wider area of Bourne End, Haslemere, and so on. But it's not to be. Instead, we have to meet in other ways. Later in the month, on the 28th of June, the Love Wycombe is going to broadcast an online Love Wycombe worship event, and hopefully you will share in that. But for today, they send a message recorded by leaders from across the town and area. And here it is.